seen this? Looks like Deuce wants to help with today's topic. Welcome to She Knows DNA. My name is Mia Bana and I am a board certified genetic counselor. September is filled with different types of conditions and topics in which we need to be more aware of. From this list, can you guess which one I'm going to cover today? Let's get into it. Today, we will go over childhood cancers because Childhood Cancer Awareness Month is in the month of September. Generally, whenever we think about cancers, we think of the more popular ones like breast cancer and ovarian cancer, prostate cancer, and colon cancer. But if you take a moment to think about it, those cancers are usually found in adults. Have you ever met a child that has those types of cancers? Not saying kids can't have those type of cancers, but it is going to be extremely rare. On the flip side, there are some cancers that we usually see develop earlier than adulthood. We're talking some as young as early childhood. Some of them also may start whenever they're in their teenage years. With that being said, here are a list of what we would consider childhood cancers. There is leukemia, brain and spinal cord tumors, neuroblastomas, Wilms tumor, lymphoma, rhabdomyosarcoma, retinoblastoma, osteosarcoma, earwig sarcoma. According to the American Cancer Society, they're estimated that almost 10,000 children in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer this year alone. That's a lot of kids. It is estimated that about 10% of all childhood cancers that are presenting in these kids are caused by a genetic mutation. Let's see if some of you all have ever heard of these conditions before. Now, of course, this is not a full, complete list of every cancer syndrome that is related to children's cancer, but also it's giving you the most common ones. We have Li-Fraumeni syndrome that's caused by the TP53 gene that increases the risk for sarcomas, breast cancer, and brain tumors. Neurofibromatosis type 1 that we call NF1, that one is going to have brain tumors and even leukemia. Now, this list, of course, goes on and on, but there is one of these conditions that's on this list that I want to point out. Yes, your eyes are not tripping. Down syndrome, otherwise known as trisomy 21, are at an increased risk of getting leukemia. One thing that is important to remember is that no, these conditions are not just isolated in childhood. They just contain some cancers and some tumors that would manifest that early. And this is important, especially whenever it comes to testing and when it comes to screening the family members. We do not test children for adult onset conditions, even when there is a strong family history of that said condition in the family. Once that kid turns to an adult, then they can get tested, but we're not doing that beforehand. So not only is it important to know those facts, this also helps with management. So there's some cancers that we know are going to manifest when they're a kid, like brain cancer, so that child needs to be screened early. There are guidelines for all of these different types of conditions, where not only does it tell you which genes that you should test for based off of the type of cancers that someone or that family is experiencing, but it'll also give a breakdown as to when and what age certain things should be monitored and managed based off of their family history. Inheritance pattern wise, it is going to be considered autosomal dominant, meaning that out of the 2 copies of that gene, there's going to be a spelling change in the DNA of that gene that will make a person at a higher risk of developing these set of cancers. This is predisposition, meaning that just because you may have these mutations in some of those genes, that does not guarantee that you will have cancer at all in your life, but also, again, that just kind of depends, and that lets us know what we need to look out for with you. Here's my last thought on this matter. When it comes to cancer research, we are not just talking about breast cancer for women. Yes, there's all types of cancer out there, and the risk increases every year we get older, and especially here in the United States, as far as if and when we'll get cancer. But remember that research is also related to the kids. I know you'll see those like St. Jude commercials and things It's because, yeah, we may not see it every day, but some of these kids are fighters as soon as they come out the womb. And things like cancer is something that you would not imagine that a kid has to go through. But yet, there are hundreds and hundreds of families across the United States and even the world to which that is their story. That's their experience. And so I just say that cancer research and things are very important. Let's put our money where our mouth is. Huh? You're not helping these babies when you're taking away the money. So we can try to at least find a cure, find ways to where these babies don't have to continue to suffer like they are. And now to leave you with words of wisdom. If y'all's life is anything like mine, there's been a lot going on. Now some of them were good. Some of them not so good. One of the good ones is that I've been traveling. Okay, your girl been traveling. But all this takes money. And just to know how high everything is. Y'all, I went to the grocery store the other day. You will not believe how high the ground beef was. To the point that out loud, I said, y'all tripping. Ain't nobody about to pay that. Y'all, it was wild. So I know I don't need to go on and on about the economy and all the things and whatnot, but listen. The words of wisdom I got for you is, if you see me doing DoorDash, mind your business. If you see me doing DoorDash, go ahead and leave a big tip. It is expensive. Every time I go outside, I spend $100. I sneeze up, that's another 30. And then again, don't get me started on my baby dog, Deuce. He has allergies too. Mind your business. As in, nothing negative, but if it's a, hey, here's $1 for you to hold, then that's different. You see the difference. There's support, then there's nosiness. Support. Don't be nosy. Okay? Please send help. Please send help. Well, that's all I have for you guys this week. Thank you for continuing to support She Knows DNA. Like I always say, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Saints, are you watching these videos? Are you watching, Saints? Are you sharing? Share with everyone. You know, that would be great. But y'all know I love doing these videos and I love being a genetic counselor. So let's keep on going, shall we? And so I will see y'all next Tuesday. May God bless you. May He keep you. Y'all have an amazing rest of your week, okay? I'll see you next time. Bye.